Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, profit takers. It's Victoria here. Today I'm going to cover about 3 pairs that I'm looking at for New York. Today we're going to have news at 8:30. So let's see what's going to happen. Right now I am on US 500, which is the S&P. And this is H4. And if we look at price action, when I was looking at this originally, this looked like to me that we were in a retracement, right? And I was guessing this thing was going to come up to the monthly high here, and then start to break down. And it's showing here that we've already hit the previous day high 3 times, and that to me is 3 to 4 times is a good signal, right? So we have the NAS hitting it 4 times, basically saying that it has broke the previous day high. And today it broke it and failed, and S&P broke it and now it failed, right? So it could break it 4 times and then fail, or 3 times and fail. And the reason why I'm liking this one even more is because the ADR, US S&P 500, the ADR was 3.13, and now it's starting to retract back. Is that the word? And once it's doing that, it means it's starting to break down, right? So this is a really good, almost like a half a bet, right? You have, this particular pattern right here, and then now it's coming back down, right? So this one's a good candidate, right, to go short for today. Now, is it a short and hold? I don't know yet, right? Because in order for that to be a true bull market, it'll need to break yesterday's low and then continue to do that, right? But right now, it's looking mighty fine. Yeah. And again, this one 4 days. So, I like to count. It's actually the 5th day in the market maker cycle, but, we're going to go with 4 peak formation low from the peak, right? 4 days from the peak, because they count Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But it's really like 5 days of the peak, counting Friday as day 1. But if you are a follower of Stacy Burke, this will be day 2, because Wednesday is the reset, and that's 1, and then this is 2, right? So however you want to look at it, I think you just make it fit your trading strategy. I think we're good, right? So I am going to look for price to enter with the day open. Some of you may be using the close of yesterday's price. I think they're very close to one another. I've always used the open price. It's always worked fine for me. Again, it's all preference. But definitely the open price, yesterday's high, right? It already hit, like I said, it already broke yesterday's high. As we can see here, we got that 3rd break, and now it's starting to break down. So again, S&P, great candidate. Let's look at NAS. Now NAS, again, great candidate, and it gave us 4. Okay, let's go back to see where did it not break. So we had our first break here. Now, technically, the reason probably why this only counted 3, let me just tell you how I programmed this thing. So this is our new peak, right? And then we start counting our breaks the next day, and we definitely got a break here. Well, it's not going to work because you're not going to see it. Let me open my pen real quick. I know I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready with my pen, guys. All right, pen, where'd you go? there it is. Okay. All right, here we go. So that break, that'd be 1. Hold on. It was kind of ugly. Let's try this again. So this is the first break because we broke this high. Now on Tuesday, it hit the high, right? It totally did hit it. And this is why it didn't hit it over the 10%. I have a 10%. I have a 10% rule here set. Now, this is something that I may take it down even further to maybe 5%. I don't know yet, but so far it's looking pretty good. So I have a 10% rule here that says that it needs to break 10%, meaning 10 pips of the ADR, right? So we know the ADR is right here. If it doesn't break it beyond that 10%, then this is not going to count it, right? So that's why this day was a 0 day. It did not count. So we have 1 here. This is like an equal high to me. And then we have 2 here, right? Because we definitely broke the high here, right? And then today, right? Again, we definitely broke. So that's why we have 3. Now, again, this is just something we just thought about, like, okay, what about the equal highs and equal lows? Because usually if it taps it even a little bit, it usually counts as a break. But we figured 10% was good enough. And I said, you know what, let's just wait and see how it works. If it still technically gives us what we're looking for, between the 3 and the 4 breaks, then hey, I'm happy with that. But I just wanted to let you guys know that it's a 10%. And that's why this day did not count as a break. So let's go look at NAS. Okay, we can clearly see this was 1 because it broke that. This was a nice break, 2. And then, of course, this was the 3rd break. And then here's the 4th break, which finally did fail, right? So we are definitely looking for price to start to break down. So it almost does work, guys, with this equal high business. So we have I like this particular area here. This, previous day high again. Previous day high, that is an entry. The open price or the close price, whichever one you're using, that is also an entry as well. Now, this particular setup that you're looking at right now, guys, this is what we call the setup for the day 1 or day 0 trade. Okay, this is literally the 33 trade. Well, actually, it's not really the 33 trade, but it's the 3 previous day. The 3 previous day high-low trade. I did not spell that right. It's supposed to be like this. P, D, high, low. Okay, this is a setup. So once you see, and we can also say 3 to 4 because based off of the day where we had the equal highs that we clearly saw, right? And usually, guys, you would often see, instead of 4 days, it's 3, right? It's 3 peak low or peak high. But we're going to go with 3 to 4 because we know the market can take anywhere from, 2 to 5 days, right? Which is technically 4 and then 5, right? It's the 5th day. But again, if you are in the Burke world, this is day 2, right? So I hope that makes sense. But these are the 2 trades that I'm really looking at today to execute on. And yeah, there's other trades I'm looking at as well, but for particular example, I wanted to show you all what the setup, this 3 previous day high break, high low break, what to expect, like when you see price has done all this and we have the max, right? Sometimes you're going to get this reversal, this 3 day high, previous day high low setup, but it may not be at the max, right? It could just be because sometimes the ADR, like I said, ADR is not always like on point, but it is on average, right? It's always, this is an average, and I still love to use it. Okay. All right. So that is it for now. That's what I had to share with you all today. I hope you got some value here. And if you don't have this indicator, guys, go to my website, grab it. Make sure you use the code so that it's only $35. Let me show you guys the code. All right. Go to ProfitTakerAlerts.com. Enter the PTAD TM330, which is basically the Profit Takers Alert Dash Trade Manager 30. So you get 30% off. Okay. All right, guys. Appreciate you all, and we will see you in the next one.